Episode 9 is all set to include many different twists and turns as well as surprises by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people, including myself, am very interested in is, of course, the major cameos that will be making their way into Episode 9, as well as exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to be connecting it to both the prequels, the originals, and, of course, scrapped footage from both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, what's really intriguing is that Disney and Lucasfilm are actually trying to find a way to combine older footage of Han Solo inside the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon from The Force Awakens, footage that never made it to the final cut of Episode 7, while mixing it and meshing it together with other footage of a younger Ben Solo in the cockpit with Han Solo. Now, this actual younger version of Ben Solo is the kid that was cast a couple of months ago, which ranges from the ages of 8 to 11 years old. So this would be our first look at basically Ben Solo's childhood being in Episode 9 and kind of building the relationship between both father and son that we never got to see in Episode 7 or in The Last Jedi, which is something that I feel should be inserted into the sequel trilogy, and it seems as though that J.J. Abrams and crew are trying to really make that happen in order to make the scene in The Force Awakens seem a whole lot more realistic, because at least to me, and I know a lot of you guys out there agree with this, is that in Episode 7, the whole entire, conversation between both Han Solo and Ben Solo, it would have had more of an emotional impact if we had previous scenes or a better understanding of how they were on screen together before Han Solo's death. So that's exactly what J.J. Abrams is trying to fix in Episode 9 and is trying to adjust when it comes to the sequel trilogy. Now, as far as this footage from The Force Awakens that they are using where Han Solo is in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon by himself, where they're actually going to be meshing footage together with a younger Ben Solo by Han Solo's side in the co-pilot seat, I think is amazing. I think that that's fantastic, giving us a little look, a little glimpse into Ben Solo's childhood, I think is very much needed for this story, and it's something that we will be getting in this film. In fact, just a couple of days ago, we heard about one of the sequences that will involve Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker shooting a scene with a younger, of course, actor around the ages of 8 to 11 years old, which is most likely the same exact actor that will be portraying a younger version of Ben Solo. So this whole entire concept of family in Star Wars has been around for the longest time, right? Ever since 1977 when A New Hope released, leading all the way now to, of course, Episode 9. And we do know that J.J. Abrams is really going to be giving us these unexpected sequences in this movie that'll truly resonate with fans and create a lot of emotional moments for the audience members that go ahead and see this movie come December of this year. So as far as Han Solo goes, like I always say, do you guys think that this is a desperate move, or do you think that this is something that's being very generous by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew? Now, in my point of view, it seems somewhat desperate because I believe that they know about the backlash of The Last Jedi. I mean, of course they know, right? How wouldn't they know? But I think that they're really just trying to gain the trust of many disappointed fans out there that had problems with The Last Jedi, and myself included. I had problems with The Last Jedi, and if you guys like the movie, that's perfectly fine. But going into Episode 9, I do have a lot of faith in JJ. I do trust him at this point in time. From everything that's being inserted from the prequel trilogy continuity, the connections, the material, the Knights of Ren, giving us, multiple lightsaber sequences in this movie, as well as delivering earth-shaking twists and turns in this film that's going to have saga-wide implications, as said by Richard E. Grant during the Radio Times interview, just yesterday, actually. So this film really does have a lot going for it, and it does have a lot of potential to really fix the sequel trilogy and make it feel whole, to the point where we can look back at both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi in a different way. At least that's the goal by JJ and Chris right now, and hopefully that they will be successful at doing so. So what is this? Now, this most definitely connects and makes a lot of sense to one of the deleted scenes in the last, or should I say in The Force Awakens, where we do see Kylo Ren with his helmet on inside the cockpit of the Falcon, reminiscing with the past. Now, that would tell us immediately that, he once, was inside of the Millennium Falcon as a child or as a young adult, and that's exactly what J.J. Abrams wants to explain in this movie, regardless of, that was a deleted scene that we never got in Episode 7, it's on the Blu-ray, but he wants to make things make a whole lot of sense of the relationship between both Han Solo and Ben Solo, and what kind of direction he wants to bring those two characters into Star Wars Episode 9. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.